It's Saturday the 7th of January 2017 and I'm at Warwick Avenue Underground Station to do a walk along the Grand Union Canal. Now walking up Warwick Avenue to Little Venice to join the canal towpath. Views over Little Venice. Information board about Little Venice. And there's the waterside cafe canal boat at Little Venice, where you can eat and drink and sit outside in decent weather. And there's the gateway where I'm joining the canal down there. Now heading along the canal towpath. Weather's not too good, it's drizzling with rain. View of some flats along the canal. Just looking back the way I've come. Interesting bridges across the canal. That's looking back. Under the bridges in the last clip, we start to approach the Westway, the flyover. Again, that's looking back. A view of the flyover ahead. Approaching another road bridge ahead. See an old telephone box over there. And that's looking back to the Westway, the flyover. After the road bridge in the last clip, the towpath passes this small green area where there's a skateboarding area as well. And here's an all-round view of where I am. Again, looking back. Pleasant canal side view. Another view along the canal. I might not comment on every single view along the canal because there's not a lot to say. Now approaching Ladbroke Grove. The rain's eased up quite a bit. There's Ladbroke Grove crossing the canal. There's the Ladbroke Grove Sainsbury's, and you can see the gasometers just in the background there. After Ladbroke Grove we get this wide sweep along the canal and a better view of the gasometer. The rain starting up again. An area of new construction to the left of the canal. A more secluded section of the canal. Not secluded for long, because we now pass by the railway lines out of Paddington. In the foreground I think it's the new Crossrail tracks. Scrubs Lane crossing the canal. Beyond Scrubs Lane, the bridge taking the Willesden Junction to Clapham Junction section of London Overground over the canal, plus new construction to the left. Beyond the railway bridge, another straight sweeping section of the canal. Again looking back. After the straight section, the canal bends to the right. There's looking back to the bend in the canal. I think someone's had a drink. And now we come to the crossing of the Richmond branch of London Overground over the canal. Ahead is a freight only railway line crossing and another road crossing. Looking back to the London Overground railway crossing. And here's the road crossing with the tarted up building on the left. That was a wreck at one point. Off to the road bridge. Another long sweep of the canal ahead. Up there, two freight only rail lines cross the canal, and you can see a semaphore signal just to the right. I'm now standing in between the two rail crossings. Just looking back the way I've come. The canal now goes through this industrial area. At the end of the industrial area, we come to a further road bridge crossing of the canal. And details of the road crossing bridge, Acton Lane. And there's the canal ahead after the Acton Lane crossing. Another long straight section of canal here. We come to a further road crossing of the canal. I'll show you the view looking back, the straight canal view. We come past this area. There's the canal. The canal runs for a short distance beside this road on the left, and then the canal bends right towards the crossing of the North Circular Road. Having rounded the bend, there's a straight section of canal towards the crossing of the North Circular Road. Now at the crossing of the North Circular Road, yes, the canal crosses over it. A foot crossing of the canal, and after this the canal bends left to head towards Alperton, where the walk's going to end. Round that left-hand bend in the last clip, the canal gets a little bit more secluded, as you can see. Another canal foot crossing. After the foot crossing, there's a long straight section of canal leading to Alperton. Another foot crossing of the canal ahead. This is where the Rayners Lane branch of the Piccadilly line crosses the canal. And here's the main road in Alperton. I'm going to go on a couple of hundred more yards to Sainsbury's. Now at Sainsbury's in Alperton, there's the car park where I'm going to get something to eat, and it's the end of today's walk along the Grand Union Canal walk, and I shall take a bus from the Sainsbury's in Alperton.
Ale poczekaj, jak pojedziesz wakiem, tak to nigdy nie kupią.